Culture and Tonic με τον Μιχάλη Καλοπαίδη.
Welcome to a special edition of the Culture and Tonic podcast. I'm Michalis Kalopaidis, and I'm here today at Fengaros at the very lovely Carlsberg stage. Yes, in the lovely 40-degree weather. But today with me, I have the participants of the second Ttavas Music Residency program, which is organized by Louvana Records together with Larnaca 2030. And I have to say, it is a breath of fresh air to be with you guys. I think it's a very special program, and I'm really happy that we're going to have the chance to talk about it today. Let's start by introducing who you guys are. Choby, shall we start from you? I want to know not just your name and where you're from, but also maybe just a little bit about your music background, because I think it's very important to understand the diversification of the musicians and how that comes together through this program.
All right. Hello. I'm Choby, and I'm a Turkish-speaking Cypriot from Famagusta. And my musical background is an interesting one because growing up, I kind of had this weird feeling about our music, Cypriot music, and music in the Turkish language or traditional music. And then I realized that feeling was some sort of embarrassment. So I grew up on classic rock, thanks to my father, a little bit of Anatolian rock as well, which then in high school sort of turned into a passion for, well, I guess a curiosity for stuff like R&B and blues, and that took me down the path of jazz and hip hop, and I started producing music because of, I liked listening to jazz. I wasn't very fond of practicing for 8 hours straight, so it led me to sort of sampling stuff and making beats, and then from there I realized that I like songwriting as well. So now I do a bit of everything. I produce, I songwrite, and I sing. And yeah, that's where I am currently.
Excellent. Thank you, Choby. And to my right, we have Dona.
Hello, I am Dona. I am originally, I was born in Larnaca, but my family comes from Yalousa. I think, nice. I think I am the classical version of this group, because I come from the classical music background. I started playing the piano since I was 7, and then I went to the university. But while going to university, percussion caught my attention, and mainly the instrument marimba. So I studied this instrument for my master's and now for my PhD. But as I learn, I see that there are many ways someone can choose through what they play. So I like to explore. And this is why I think I am part of this group.
Excellent. Thank you. And to my left, Kleopatra, also from Larnaca.
Yes. I am also my father is a prosfigas. How do you say that in?
Like a refugee?
Refugee, yes. From Flamoudi village in the north. Ever since I was a kid, I've been singing. It's like I would sing before I would even talk. But I've always had stage fright. And the reason this year has been so special to me and this project that I'm doing with Ttavas is because I finally got on stage for the first time ever. Dragonidis saw that moment. And I wasn't scared. I was actually excited. So I thought I wasn't going to do anything with music because of the fear that I had, but I kind of overcame it. I don't know how. And this opportunity came, and it was just the cherry on top. And now I think it's only upwards from here.
Excellent. So the residency actually helped you to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. A lot of crying, a lot of emotional stuff going on, but the creative process was insane. Like we made 5 songs in like 3 days, so it was amazing.
Excellent. And
Hello. My name is Nidal Ghannam. I come from Lebanon. A bit about my musical background. I was born in Venezuela, so I grew up listening to a lot of Latin music. And in the year 2000, we moved to Lebanon. So at that point, I picked up the guitar. So my first instrument was the violin and the keyboard. Then picked up the guitar, and I delved into the world of rock and roll and metal music and stuff. And as I grew up, I started going more into like jazz and hip hop and that side of music. And I started producing my own stuff. I worked in a bit of production, and that's why I play lots of instruments other than the guitar. I play a bit of keyboard, some bass, some percussion as well. And I'm here with these beautiful people.
thank you, Nino. It's nice to have you with us.
Thank you.
So, what was the thing that made you want to apply for this residency program? Kleopatra said that you got out of your comfort zone, but what was the reason that made you want to participate in this 5-day program? What did you want to get out of this? Ella, Dona. Go ahead.
To be honest, as soon as I got a call from Fengaros, I was like, yes, because it's been so long that I wanted to be here and play here, but I never thought it would happen this way. So that was, I think, even more interesting to know that I will be matched with 3 strangers. And that we will write music that we like. So it was scary in the beginning to think that I don't know these people and how are we going to cope and how are we going to live together. But it's just an amazing experience. So for me, it was instantly a yes.
Okay. For you, Nino?
Well, I'm really grateful for a friend of mine. His name is Yusuf Yassin. I think he was in the Tavvas last year. So this guy, he recommended me to this year's program. And when I got the call from Andreas, like Dona said, I was like, I'm all in. Mm-hmm. Definitely, I'm in. And the thing I like about this is that I personally listen to different genres. Like, I don't play a specific type of genre. So when I got to know these guys, like everyone comes from a different background. For me, this is interesting because like you learn new stuff. Like everyone like puts something on the table that you will learn from, and of course you also participate in this,
So it's not just the interpersonal relationships that need to come together, and the immediate friendships that need to come together and come in place in a very short time period. But it's also the different music backgrounds that you guys have, right? That they need to come together in some way, because I believe you only had 5 days, right, to write. And Kleopatra was following you online, and you seemed a bit stressed and scared in the beginning. It's like,
well, it wasn't.
We have to do this in like 5 days, but let's go.
No, I wasn't.
Let's do it.
Honestly, I was not scared about the creating music process, because when I'm in the studio or when I'm creating, it comes instantly.
Right.
The problem is the stage, but it's gone now. Like I don't even. It's fine. It was really, if there's ever a place to show that music has no borders, Tavvas is it. Like it really showed that. And we have elements in our songs from our childhood. So we have Lebanese elements, Cypriot elements, and I think we've done a very interesting.
So let's talk a little bit about the process. Like you guys get together in a room. Maybe you two knew each other from before, because
from school, yeah.
Yeah. So you're from from Larnaca like I am, but you know, you get into the room with people you've never met before, you know, you've never worked with before. You know, what's the process to that you have to go through? Is there a structured process, or was it just
Dude,
improvisation?
Within 10 minutes of being in the room, we started a song.
Okay.
Within an hour, we were almost finished with the structure of the song. And like 2 hours later, we were on the next song. Like that's how instant it was. It was.
I think we had good chemistry,
Yeah.
but I think we were lucky that like we all had the same idea of we didn't want to really prepare any like
Yeah.
solid structures of songs before going in, and we kind of wanted to just express ourselves in the room in that moment. And Dona picked me up from Pila to drive to Ascas, and we had like 2 hours to talk and get to know each other. And we showed each other the music that we were listening to. We clicked, like she says, and we ended up talking about some really deep stuff. And like by the time we were part and getting out of the car, I thought like, I'm really excited to make music with this person. So I think we got there at 4:30, maybe 5 p.m. and we had like 2 hours. And in that moment, we were all, it was almost like a musical puking of everything we were holding back. You know what I mean?
Everything, childhood trauma, everything is just happened in 1 hour. Boom.
Okay. So, Donna, how would you describe the outcome of these 5 days, 5-day workshop? Like, how would you describe the outcome in terms of like a music genre? Is there? Can we define it in terms of a genre? Is it a mix of things?
That's
Fusion. Okay.
It's definitely a mix of things. Like I don't know how can I name it. Can you guys name it? It's a fusion of our characters. That's that's it.
Tavvas.
Yes,
Tavvas.
it's a
Literally Tavvas.
yeah.
Right, okay.
I think we went for that.
I would
Yeah.
call it progressive Levantine pop.
Wow.
Excellent.
Spotify. Make a playlist.
Yeah. Yeah, but I can definitely relate to Choby. Like as soon as we went into the car and we had these conversations before music, actually, I think that was crucial. The conversations before music, I don't know, made something like a spark. So we kind of felt intimate and open to express ourselves also in music, the music language. Yeah.
Right. And other than putting together like your musical backgrounds and, you know, talking about the things that you like and the things that you want to experiment with, where does the intercultural aspect come into this? Like, are there influences that maybe even subconsciously came to play when you were writing these songs, or maybe when you were improvising?
Actually, some of the songs that we wrote, like for example, there's a song that started from Dona. She had like this melody on the xylosynth. So once she played it, she triggered something in me that I wanted to do some chords over this melody, and the chords that I came up with, they are kind of common in my culture. You know, like talking about like scales and music and harmony, something a bit Lebanese Oriental. And specifically, we call it in Lebanon udud halabi. It's a term used to describe a certain type of music. So I took the harmony from this kind of music, and I tried to incorporate it to Dona's melody. And then after we did that, then Choby came in with some ideas, some songwriting from his songwriting skills. So he added something, and then so it's like a domino effect. Like I add something, he adds something, she adds something, and then after we have this idea, then we put like a structure. We write down a structure, like an intro, verse, whatever. It's like a typical way of writing a song. and then we have like a 4 or 5 minute track. So
Excellent. So how many tracks did you end up? How many tracks? We have a
got a
guest
visitor.
visitor. Yes. So how many tracks did? Sorry, Dona, you wanted to say something before?
No,
we
I
go?
just wanted to say that for me it was interesting that as soon as someone was adding something in the music, you knew it was nice or it was approved because everyone would go like, oh yes, you know, like everyone was lighting up, so you knew that this is the next domino and everything. So I think we were all in this phase.
And how many songs did you end up
We end up with 5.
with? 5.
5, yeah.
Excellent.
5.
So why are such residency programs important? I mean, maybe for you guys it's a no-brainer, but for somebody who's listening that does not have any interaction with the music industry, why would these programs exist? Well,
In the north, where I grew up, when I left Cyprus at 18 to go to uni. When I left, I was really angry and I was like, I'm never coming back here. Because I felt like there was no platform for me to express myself. There was no platform where I could truly and purely be myself and perform and explore that further. So a lot of my peers went down the path of, being very artistic, but studying things like chemistry and biology and engineering because that was the only option. And there was no other viable path for them to follow, and it didn't seem realistic. So to come back 5 years later to do something like this, it puts it into perspective because without these kinds of programs, without things like Tavvas, without things like Fengaros Music Village, we can get stuck in this monotonous life of ignoring our intuition. And without these platforms to express ourselves,
Connect with people.
and to connect with people, I think it's a very dangerous thing for any society, but also such a brittle and sensitive population like Cyprus.
Yeah.
So it's crucial that we can provide these kinds of opportunities to ourselves so we can continue exploring ourselves as well.
and may I dare say to also discover the common grounds that we
Yeah,
have, but we don't know that
yeah.
it exists, right?
That's why, that's one of the reasons we were crying so much, because he said something to me in the second day that we went to have a session. He said to me, I am not Turkish Cypriot. I am Turkish speaking Cypriot. I am a Cypriot. And I started crying because in my head, growing up, I knew that, oh, okay, they're Turkish Cypriot. They're Turkish. They're not Cypriots. I never realized that these guys are our brothers and sisters, So it was very, very emotional, and it healed generational trauma that came from my father and his father and so on.
To quote one of our running jokes, like something as simple as communicating with each other.
Exactly.
You wouldn't think that we would be starved from it for so long. But it's now I'm thinking about it, it's very stupid. It's like, oh yeah, like we just talked.
Yeah.
But that's, that's important.
But it's changed, it's opened my eyes and it's changed my life. Like after that, alongside with the connections that we made and the friendship and all of that and the music, this certain conversation that we had was very eye-opening for me.
Excellent. How do you, I also come from a refugee background, just like the other two girls living in Larnaca. We share the same backgrounds. My parents are, my father's side's from Larnaca, my mother's side's from Famagusta. From the Varosha, from the city of, yes. So I can totally relate with what you guys are saying. Yes, the first time you meet somebody who is from the north, it's a bit awkward, but then after a little while, you're like, okay, yeah, just Cypriot. Let's remove the identities that others wanted to enforce on us. But I would really love to hear from you, coming from Lebanon, where Lebanon.
The land of conflicts.
Yeah, the conflict, and like I have Lebanese friends who, they describe Lebanon as a fattoush salad, whereas different elements that come together to coexist. Coming, from your background in Lebanon, how did you, as an observer, see the relationships between these three people in the group here? I would be very interested to hear your
Cried a lot.
your
They never stopped crying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. What's up with all the crying?
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. No, actually, when I see them like crying to each other about stuff that happened here in Cyprus and stuff, because I can relate to my country, where you have lots of sects and religions that were fighting all over the years, and many wars happened. Like ever since I was born, I've been living in conflicts, and every 2-3 years something happens. So I could relate, and it really made me happy, like being unified, even if everyone comes from a different background. But as they say, like music is a universal language that brings people together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you had your 5 days in Askas. You wrote 5 songs, right? Hosted by Fengaros and Larnaca 2030. And thanks to their support, you were able to coexist for those 5 days. Does this end here? Or, I mean, is this a discussion that you've already had? No, not yet.
Well, I think
We're trying to avoid it.
Trying to avoid, okay.
we definitely don't want this to end, and I think all of us trying to figure a way that this can work, but we're discussing.
may I?
this. Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead, Kleopatra.
Is Larnaca 2030 listening?
They will be listening.
Well, I
guess.
mean, Larnaca 2030, if you are listening, maybe you can sponsor us and we can have a nice event with all the Ttavas. Okay, there was last year, this year, and maybe in 2026, the next year as well. We do a nice event and we bring them all together and we make a nice Ttavas miksheftalya. Oh, yeah. Yes. And we do a nice event and we invite people so they can come and see what we are working on and what Larnaca 2030 is also working on, and also educate people on what it is to make music without borders. You know?
Exactly. Yes. Choby, you wanted to add something to this?
No.
No? Okay. I'm really happy to hear that, guys. I mean, and I think Larnaca 2030, this is what it aims, and you all are the embodiment of the theme of Larnaca 2030, which is common ground and rediscovering or recreating or just simply creating this common ground that we need to have, and the importance the important element and influence that art can play. The role that art can play in all of this, in creating these intercultural relationships. Yeah, just bringing people together and coexisting.
I think, like, what you said is like really, I can't remember the exact words you used, but sort of like, I think a key word is relearning. As a society, a good friend once told me, a Cypriot society, we have to do a lot of relearning. Because we know a lot of things, but it's not by curiosity, but by just being taught that things are that way. And that can apply to history, but also I think that can apply to our traditions. So, for example, when I was little, I didn't really like our music. I didn't like our traditional music. But then when I left this country and all I could think about was this country, and, in that moment, you kind of rediscover who you are, and it helps your artistic identity, your personality just sit and mature there. And it's events like this that like help you come into a room together with Cypriots and a Lebanese person and be like, you know what, our music sounds sick, and we should never forget that, and we should always find ways to bring that forward and innovate and renovate and rediscover that.
And just to build up on what you're saying, you mentioned that you had to leave when you left Cyprus. You saw Cyprus in a different perspective. I can totally relate to that, because also when I left Cyprus, that's when I discovered myself, and I came back Cyprus 6-7 years later, and I was a totally different person, and I wanted to keep that new character that I was able to develop and that truly represented me. And I think the real importance of these residency programs are the chance is the chance that they're giving you to just get away from your everyday life, right? Your routine, because that's something that's going to help to create clarity and experiment with new things as well, and create something new. Because when you're in your routine, you're 9 to 5, or trying to make ends meet, or you're just gonna go back to the same things that you're doing anyway, right? But just getting away, going to this village somewhere outside the city noise, and just work in peace with yourself or with other people. I think that's where a lot of magic can happen, right? Sorry, Kleopatra, take the microphone. Yes.
We made others cry as well.
Yep.
We weren't the only ones crying. We got up on stage and we heard people bawling their eyes out at our performance, because it was so raw and authentic, and with so much love,
Yeah.
I think it's like Music Village, like Askas. I'm hearing it was the first year there. It was definitely like you said. It's almost like a getaway from all that noise to. But it was really like a utopia. Like it was just a village full of artists and musicians, and we were just friends, and Zirzeros. And I mean, I want to like talk about Despo, if that's okay. We met this lady, Despo, who was a refugee from Famagusta, and that me meeting her happened on 20th July, and it was very, very like everyone was already very sensitive, and then we had an amazing conversation and embraced each other and hugged. But for all of us to kind of experience that, it was like a play, and things like that happen in the right environment. Like it couldn't have happened anywhere else. That's why I think it's almost a utopia, and it gives you an idea of what life could be like if you actually don't forget about those things and not get carried away by your 9 to 5, and put in a little bit of effort every day and make your community a little bit better and more artistic. And that could be our everyday life if we really wanted.
Well, guys, we're running out of time, so let me just allow for one more round. If you have something to say as a closure.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I love you so much, guys. I'm so
We love you too.
blessed that I met you, and you definitely have a place in my heart, and I really hope this will not end. Like really started crying.
I just want to say that I'm really glad I met these people, and I made new friends before the music. Like to me, it's the bond before the music, because if the bond is good, then we will do great music together.
Thank you. Kleopatra?
I can't say too much because I'm gonna start crying. I really want to do something with our songs. I'd love to record them and get them out there, and hopefully all of the Tavvas could make music and release them so that people can see what's going on a small island in the Mediterranean. And I love you guys, and I'm forever going to cherish this moment. This was a moment that changed my life. This project with you guys, alongside the music, the connections, and all of it.
Thank you very much to all four of you. Thank you for sharing your story with us. I think it's a very important. As I said, I believe you're the embodiment of the Common Ground initiative that Larnaca 2030 wants to present and showcase. I have to say thank you to Fengaros for hosting us here today.
Thank you, Fengaros.
And
Thank you.
And Larnaca 2030.
And I hope that you're not only going to be performing at Fengaros Festival, which you are performing today, right? At 7
Today
o'clock.
at 7.
Yes. Yes. But I hope that people are going to have other opportunities to watch you perform. And I hope that through technology, you can still collaborate remotely, but also maybe through additional residency programs, you could also come together again and just continue with what you've already started. I don't think we have anything more to say. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back soon with other episodes of Culture and Tonic. Thank you.
Thank you.